Hi, my name is Rich Hanlon. Welcome to this segment of My Wild Neighbors. I am in Athens, Pennsylvania, along the banks of the Susquehanna River because the river has created habitat for some of our longest distance bird migrants. And so I'm out in this at this little island here. It's very close to the water treatment plant in Athens along the Susquehanna, and we're going to take a look for some of these long distance migrants and take a look at some of the unique adaptations that they have that allows them to thrive in these water's edge habitats, whether it be mud, sand, gravel, and to take a look at how the river helps to create this habitat for them while they make their long distance trip from the Canadian tundra down to South America, some going as far as Argentina. All right, so come along for the journey. Let's see what there is to see out on this little island today. If you take a look at where the vegetation line is and where the water line is, you can see very clearly how the drought conditions in this area have created a low flow of the Susquehanna that exposes this gravel bar habitat in between the water's edge and where the vegetation begins. And this area right here between the water and the vegetation is the area where our shorebird migrants will be frequenting as they forage for their much needed food, arthropods, worms, other kind of bugs that are living in the mud between the rocks, river cobbles here. So let's take a look at this unique habitat along the river here that's been created and see what shorebirds there are to see. I'm going to give you a look at some of the other birds that are especially adapted to these riverbanks while we wait for the shorebirds to show up. Here's a great blue heron on the opposite bank of the river. And if you look at the depth of its legs into the water, you'll notice something that is transferable to the shorebirds that we'll see along these banks. Notice that the heron's got long legs, and so it's able to wade in pretty deep at the edge of the river. And herons and egrets and shorebirds all kind of follow this kind of theme, is that if they won't typically go deeper into the water than the length of their legs. So you won't usually see any kind of bird that lives along the edge of the water in water that is deeper than the legs are long. And so that's actually a really good way to key in on what type of bird you're looking at. So again, this is a great blue heron foraging along the banks of the Susquehanna here, probably waiting for a fish to float on by. Oh, it's keyed in on something. Oh, no. All right, well, and I'm hearing a belted kingfisher in the distance here. Kingfisher is not one of the wading birds. Kingfisher is a diving bird. Let's see if this heron catches something. Oh, look at that. It's moving some river cobbles around with its foot, maybe. Oh, there it goes. Second heron. Here are a couple of our killdeer at the southern edge of this gravel bar at the Susquehanna River. And you'll notice they have brown backs, white breast and bellies, and two brown breast stripes. Some field marks of the killdeer, and they have kind of a medium length legs for shorebird, so you won't see them wading in the deep water. A lot of times they'll spend most of their time on the rocks or mud at the very edge, or even up higher away from the water, but they can wade in to the depth of their bellies. There's 4 of them out there right now, and let's see if there's any interaction between these two. A little preening behavior there. Here's a third one, fourth one. This is a flock of killdeer. They're definitely a tight-knit flock hanging together. Killdeer is one of our resident birds. They breed in the area, but they also breed farther north up into Canada, so I can't tell you for certain if these are birds that have bred in this area or if they are migrating, just passing through and bred farther north. Killdeer is a type of shorebird that is called a plover. There's a number of other species of plovers that can be expected during this shorebird migration season that stretches from August into October, including the semi-palmated plover, the American golden plover, and the black-bellied plover, among others. So, the killdeer. Here's a spotted sandpiper. Notice how it bobs its tail as it forages along the muddy embankment here. Orangish legs. And if you look, one of the identifying features, now this is a juvenile, it doesn't have a spotted breast, but look how the white of its belly comes up at the shoulder, making a kind of an arrow-shaped notch. See, there's the white notch coming up at the shoulder. Again, one of our resident breeding shorebirds. They will breed farther up into Canada, so I'm not sure if this is one that's bred in the area or if it's passing through on migration. Look at that tail bob. This is a typical behavior of this species. The spotted sandpiper is a member of the sandpiper family. Other relatives of sandpipers are the semi-palmated sandpiper, the least sandpiper, white-rumped sandpiper, or some of the other sandpipers that we might see that breed in northern Canada and make their way down through here on migration. Just wow, look at all those tail bobs. If you see a little bird and you can only see the silhouette, but you see that tail bobbing incessantly like that, that's likely a spotted sandpiper. And notice it seems to have a preference more towards the mud and less towards the gravel. Pretty cool. Well, the river has created habitat for a lot of our long-distance migrants. And I may have to wait for a storm front to come through. Because a lot of our long-distance migrants, while this is good habitat for them, if they can go farther south than here, they will. Because this is not their final destination. Their final destination is all the way down to South America. So I'm going to keep frequenting this spot and keep coming back. And like I said, it would be a good thing to check this area or to look anywhere for our migrating shorebirds, especially on mornings after a storm front has hit overnight. A lot of them will migrate at night, and when they hit a storm front, it's enough of an impediment to their aerodynamics that they tend to land the first place where they can find good habitat. So after storm fronts have hit is a good time to come look for these shorebirds. Last night was a clear night, so maybe that's why the only birds we were able to locate here, as far as shorebirds go, was our spotted sandpiper and killdeer. So I hope you've enjoyed this wildlife tour, and I will see you next time.